All right. Hello, everybody. Once again, it's your boy DC Jerome Anthony, and I'd like to say thank y'all for tuning in once again to Chronicles of a Creative. Like I said, just to give you a quick rundown, the Chronicles of a Creative is just basically the background and journey of creatives and the things they go through, the ins and outs, and why they do what they do and what keeps them doing what they do. And like I told you, like as promised, I was going to have some special guests come through, and I'm more than happy today and privileged to be able to interview somebody that I've known for a while now. I watched this person grow as well as this person seeing me grow as well. And at this current moment, this creative that I'm speaking of has something great to offer to the world. And again, I'm just happy and blessed to be able to have her on my platform right now to be able to speak to y'all today. So if you don't mind, without any further ado, can you please let the people know who you are?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Um, I'm Brittany. I'm known as on my Instagram, Brit That's Hip. I'm from Washington, D.C., born and raised, and I've been doing art since I could imagine, like as a kid. But um, 3 years ago, I picked up a paintbrush and I just never stopped from there.
And I'm glad you did because at this current moment, like I said, you're doing something very great that I feel like the world needs to know about. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
So, oh, no problem at all. Like I said, basically, the Chronicles of a Creative. I just wanted this to be a open space and free space for any artist of any kind, any creative of any kind to come speak openly and freely, to give their testimonies, to give encouragement, to let people know what it's like to be a creative in today's times. And like you said, you from Washington D.C., same as me. You know what I'm saying? Two D.C. natives, both being creatives and everything. I just want to start off by saying, well, asking you actually, like you said, you picked up the paintbrush 3 years ago. What drove you to pick up that paintbrush?
Well, honestly speaking, I've always painted, but I drifted away. I drifted away like in life, we lose ourselves in the things that we love, trying to attend to other things, and we just lose distraction and focus on what we are actually here to do. And so I one day I got invited to a what is sip and paint, and it was like
Hmm.
for breast cancer awareness. And I just started, I was painting, and for some reason it was funny because like everybody just stopped and looked at my image and remind you like those images are already hand drawn on the canvases for you to just basically like color them in.
Right, right,
And mine's I guess stood out amongst like so many people, and everybody just kept saying, "Oh my goodness, like look at yours." And in my head I'm like, this looks horrible. Because I didn't because I hadn't painted for a long time. You know what I mean? So it was just like I was really rusty. I had forgot like
right.
what particular brush to use for different angles and aspects. And man, I was using one big brush and it was just like all over the place. But everybody was like, "We love yours." And the lady who hosted the event, she just kept on coming past like my canvas and was like, this is just beautiful. It's simply amazing. And I was just like, wow. I guess, from that day, I kept it going. I went to go buy me like 7, 8 canvases and I just started painting.
Nah, I'm not saying that's and that's. I guarantee you that day, whatever you did would be a billion times better what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty rough myself around some paintbrushes, but trust me, I guarantee whatever you did was way better than anything I could do. But piggybacking off of that, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, could you elaborate on that moment? Because it's like I was touching on it yesterday, speaking to an individual. It's like the small things for us as being creatives mean the world. So like you said, like even though you felt like it wasn't the greatest thing to you, people still came past and was paying compliments. The person who was hosting it still was like, "Hey, you stand out amongst others." Can you elaborate to the people like what those moments feel like and like what that's like to feel as a creative?
Absolutely. Well, from the moment that you pick up whatever it is as a creator, an artist, whether it's a microphone, headphones, whatever it is to tap into your gift, um, it's actually, what I realize is that when we're standing up on it, like vivid, just we're looking at it, we don't really look at it as something like powerful. We just look at it because we're
Right.
nonchalant with it. We look at it like, oh, this is what I do. If it come out good, it come out good. If it doesn't, it don't. But um, when people are standing back away from what we're doing and they're actually studying it more than we are, and they appreciate it more, actually not being up
Right.
close to it, it's a different world, versus what we already have perceived in our mind versus what other people just, man, their minds go 100 miles is just as well as ours. So whatever we're thinking, is way different from what they're thinking. And then when you get a compliment, it just wows you, it boosts your spirit, it boosts your inspiration, it just pushes you to say, man, you know what? I am good at what I do. It makes you more confident because as creators, we really get discouraged and, we do what we do over and over again. You know what I mean? That's what we do because we don't believe that there's mistakes, that can
Right.
happen. But I realize as a creator, nothing is perfect. So your best content is the first one that you always do. You leave it like that. Like, don't go back and, try to like, oh, I'm gonna edit this. This is not a paper that you got to submit to college. This is your God-given gift. So however it comes out is what it's meant to be.
And I'm glad, and I'm glad you put it that way. You know what I'm saying? You broke it down oh so eloquent. Like, I'm a piggyback on what she said. Like, she does visual art, you know what I mean? And I'm more so of a audio artist, you know what I mean? But we're both still creators under the same spectrum. So I know exactly what she means. Sometimes we can be our own worst enemies. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she said, just to break it down to the simplest terms, like the smallest of compliments keep us going. The smallest nods of, hey, that's nice. Even if you don't like it, somebody out here is going to perceive what you do to be beautiful, great, whatever it may be. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So like I said, she broke it down. She broke it down better than I could at this current moment. So please, if y'all listening, please pay attention to what she's saying because she's dropping some beautiful gems for the people. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that leads me to my next question.
Hmm.
Seeing that you picked up a paintbrush and you put a paintbrush to canvas, as of recently doing my homework, I've noticed you had started a clothing line. If you don't mind, could you like tell the people what that's about?
Absolutely. So I started this thing called Natural Disaster. I don't know where it really came from. Once again, it's probably like off a night that I was painting, and I was like, you know what? I want to paint on clothes. So I had a jacket or a t-shirt rather, I believe. Whatever the first one was, it was some clothing, and I just started painting on it. And I mean, however it came out, it was naturally made. It to me it looked
Right,
messy, but that's the disaster of it. Like, but like I said, once it hit someone else's eyes overnight, they're like, wow, and they compliment it very well and they love it, you know what I mean? And from that moment of the first garment that I ever painted on or stitched something on or hand sewn something on, um, people have definitely embraced it and they loved it. So, some people say, "Well, how did you get that to look like that?" And I'm like, "Man, it's a natural disaster. Honestly, I didn't even
right,
expect it to look that way, but it came out that way." So, it's your natural talent amongst whatever it is that you put out there. Like, it's just naturally that you consider it a disaster, but other people consider it a masterpiece. So. That's how I created
right.
that.
And I'm gonna go ahead and jump out there and let y'all know ahead of time. I already told her I need my hat and my shirt still. Straight up, send me your cash
I
app and
got you.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
most definitely need those. You know, so
one of the shirts got sold actually, and one of the hats. But I had one more hat left. Yeah, they got sold out dress too. But look, I want to show you this. I'll show you. What size are you again?
1X, 2X, it all depend like
Oh,
how it's made.
okay. All right. I have a 1X, right, and I hand dyed all these tees that I'm about to drop. This is only shown on here or whatnot, but
Exclusive, exclusive, exclusive.
it definitely is. So let me get the size for you. So this one right here, um, it's all hand dyed. Um, These colors are it's a lot of like dye, spray paint. The t-shirt was white at first, and I managed to get it to this color. I did not expect this color. Once again, it's a natural disaster, and so this is a part of my Kill with Kindness line. Um, I will definitely be putting some good graphics and screen printing that I manually did myself on there, and that's your tea.
Say less. You know what I'm saying? We gonna keep that under wraps. That's a very just like this is a Chronicles of a Creative first. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to see behind the scenes. Like she said, she does everything by hand. This is a God given talent, and she's putting it forth to the world to share her talent. So if y'all can, please go support my sis. You know what I'm saying? You can find her. I got her IG right here in the banner at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Brie that's hip. You know what I'm saying? Dot hip. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure we say it correctly. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But again, seeing what you do, even though say like I'm a visual creative. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm an audio creative, and you're a visual creative. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of our talents go hand in hand. So like in order for me to be inspired sometimes, it takes me to have the TV on, listening to another song while working on a beat, while working on graphics. And some people may say that's a lot going on at one time, but that just helps me in my creative process. So
Right.
seeing what you do inspires me. And somebody like, well, how is what she doing inspires you because it's art. You dig what I'm saying? It's like I can see something you paint. I can see a shirt that you develop, and that can make me have a feeling. So with that being said, what are some of your inspirations to your creations? Like what inspires you to do what you do? And then also what keeps you motivated to keep doing it?
Well, what keeps me motivated is just the people, honestly. Not only the people, but myself, as I continue to grow and just do research and learn different things. It definitely enhances me to keep pushing because, you look at like the past, the people, the artists from the past that are no longer here, like Basquiat and Picasso and Van Gogh and man, it's so many. Our DC based a female visual artist named Alma Thomas. She was excellent. She taught at Shaw Howard elementary school. But when I look back and do my research on so many different creators from the past, even for the music aspect, like Miles Davis, John Coltrane, everybody had their own unique way of showing what they have, their gift.
Right.
And I mean, as I go back in time, man, I look at these people and study them, and that's what keeps me motivated to stay unique, different, and to keep going. Like
Right.
I'm one that don't like to have or see other people with what I have on. So that's why I
Likewise.
make one-on-ones. Absolutely. Like when I say I stand alone, I really stand alone, not because oh, I'm trying to, just be big and different. I mean, this is the way God
Right.
made me. So, you know, I I just I play some music of those people or of different kind of genres. Like I listen to everything and then I just get in my zone. Like I just go hard, go for it. Whatever come to my mind, I just slap it on the canvas, slap it on the shirt, and I just let it be. Naturally disaster. That's what it
Right.
is. Yep.
And I actually like the name. Like you said, it's a natural disaster. It's like whatever happens, it comes out organically, and what happens happens. That's a very beautiful way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people may not understand, but this is what the Chronicles of a Creative is for, so people could tap in and see what it's like to be a creative. So, like I said, we talk about the ins and the outs, the ups and downs. You know what I mean? Just like it's a lot of success stories, there's a lot of triumph. If someone's to come to you and say, "Hey, Brit, I like what you do. I kind of want to do what you do," or even if it's something different, I want to jump into this world of being a creative. Would you recommend me to jump into this world? And B, why should I do it? What kind of advice could you give that type of person?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll say jump into this world because this world is your world. You know what I mean? The moment that you jump into the world of being a creator, you have definitely started your own world. You started your own style. or you just brought your style to life, you know what I mean, for people to embrace it and see it, and just see that this is who you are. So I would definitely always tell someone, people always tell me like, oh, you inspire me, and I'm like, wow, I'm trying to inspire myself. But I mean, as a
Right.
creator, that's just, that's the type of things that we do. We think down sometimes on ourselves, but other people actually, on the outside looking in, once again, they look at it as just like it's amazing. So I would tell
Right.
anyone to jump out there and don't just, think that it's a marathon. I mean, a race. It's a slow pace. You know what I mean? You take your time.
Right.
Don't try to like outdo yourself or anything. Pace yourself. Slowly do one thing at a time, like one canvas, and then, go to a smaller one. Start off with the smaller ones and then go big. You know what I mean? And then
Right.
just take, one trip at a time, and you'll definitely find your algorithm.
Nah, most definitely. Like I said, the way that you breaking everything down, like I truly appreciate. I couldn't say it better myself. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? It leads me to this. Like, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time.
Are you fine?
Okay, hold
You
on.
fine?
All right. All right. So it leads me to ask you this. So by you naming it natural disaster, and everything happens organically, seeing that we both come from Washington D.C. and knowing that DC has like a rich history in fashion as far as like street brands, national brands, whatever it may be. Being a woman creator in Washington D.C. amongst a bunch of other like clothing lines, how does that push you to, I wouldn't say be better, but just push you to make something that's going to stand out amongst the rest?
Me personally, we have streetwear and we have urban wear. Um, there's a major difference. We have urban wear that are like hobo, all day shooters. Those are your urban wears because, it's primarily people from your city that created a particular brand or clothing that can basically is for your city, and
Right.
you got streetwear and you have people like Off White, that's Virgil Abloh thing, and you have like what we had LRG. They came back with some good stuff. We got luxury wear brands. We got luxury wear brands that are high end, Gucci, Fendi, things of that nature. So like we have different platforms of style and you know creativeness within the clothing. But for me and what I do is I really don't watch what anyone else is doing. I know about these things. I've done my research on what they mean and what they stand for, but from that point of me knowing and understanding their algorithm, I took that whole little momentum and implemented in my own form. Like I took it and put it all together to say, okay, Britt, they got their thing. What can make you do your thing? And I studied these things for a long time, you know what I mean? Like I remember like back in the day, man, I would go to like Commander Solomon and spend my whole paycheck in high school like on stuff that was like a Vizu pump, like all of this stuff, you know what I mean? And back then, a Vizu was doing collabs with Puma, and it was like this stuff was, man, it was selling out like up against the wall. You know what I mean? That
Right.
that was your store to go to for like, man, whatever streetwear or luxury couture, however you want to put it, man, you go there. And just from that
Right.
day of me actually being a part, actually worked there too. I was, man, from there I learned so much, you know what I mean? Like even though my mom and my dad and my family they believe in quality stuff and dressing nice, but um even from like Warner Brother days, you know what I mean? Like all of this stuff basically is like, man, it's instilled in me. So it's like, dang, okay, you can actually circulate all of these brands into one and just make it different. You know what I mean? It's a way to collab and put things all
Right.
into one pot, right? And like stir it up, and then you get your own, taste. So that's how I view it, and that's how I came up with my own perspective on style and the brand.
And that's pretty amazing. Like I know you saw like some of my facial gestures and everything because you took it back. Like a lot of people might not realize places you brought up. You brought up Commander Salamander up against the wall, and then the old WB. It's like,
Man,
sheesh. You know what I'm saying? Like for people who not from DC, like this when DC was like DC. Like this is like quintessential. Like if you
yeah.
know, you know. Like everybody wasn't privy to the Commander Salamander. Everybody wasn't hip. Well, I take that back. People were hip to WB, but they weren't hip to
Right.
WB. Like the secret vault,
Absolutely. Man.
you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Man,
So
you go in that store, it's like you
you
in
like
Disney
you
World, man.
had to
You
know.
like,
So
oh my God. Like, yeah, man. That store,
you
I
know what I'm saying?
miss
Like you
that
you, you took it you
store.
took it back.
Yeah, I miss that store. I miss all those stores, honestly. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm right there with you. Like I miss him as well. You know what I'm saying? So bringing up those three, I'm gonna go ahead and like tie it in with this one. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, when I think of natural, like I said, when I saw what you was doing, I was like, this is cold. 1 second, I'm giving a little echo. Changes. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I was getting a little echo. So yeah, I'm gonna take care of that. But like I was saying, those three stores and brands that are no longer around. When I think of natural disaster, like me personally, I like to stand out. I like to be different. I like to wear the one of ones. I like to throw things together. I'm me personally. Like, if everybody wants blue, I'm gonna get just because. If everybody wants red, I'm gonna get blue just because. You know what I mean? So when I think of natural disaster, it hits me like the super rare, unique, once in a lifetime. You be on it while it's here, get it while it's hot type of brands. So with that being said, 'cause like I said, like what you do a whole lot. You know, I'm like, that's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I seen it, I'm like, yeah, I need a hat, I need a shirt, I need to saying because at the end of the day, we all we got. You know what I mean? Sometimes a lot
Absolutely.
of people not gonna understand what we go through. They're not gonna support just because. But us, as when we see something that's hot, we gotta support. So with that, what's your end game disaster? Like where natural disaster? I mean,
Hold on, it's kind of messing up a little. Let's
okay.
see. Hold on 1 second. Let's see.
No,
Can you hear me?
yeah, can you still hear me?
Yeah. It's kind of like a little echo. 1 second. I don't know if it's my I'm muted. All right, try now.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right, so yeah, I'll fix that up and edit it and everything so that's gonna be straight. But
All
yeah,
right,
like
okay.
but where do you see natural disaster? Like I said, in the like the end result, like what would you see natural disaster in a coming years?
Oh,
All right, if it's still messing up,
there you
I'm
go. There you go.
gonna
There you
send you
go.
another link. Or can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Now I
okay.
can hear you. You were saying that what do I see? Where do I
All right,
see
bet.
it in the
Next couple years, like in the forthcoming years, where do you see natural disaster? Because like I said, to give just in case Mike was messing up, like I said, when I
Mm-hmm.
think of natural disaster, from what I've seen, like you said, it's like a lot of one of ones. It's a lot of unique, like unique raw style. You know what I mean? So like I said, for me, it's like one of those. I feel like it could be like one of those brands that's like legendary. You know what I mean? Like not everybody has it. You got to be in the know to get it. Like it could be like a hype beat situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like so. That's just my perception. So where do you see it in like the next couple coming years? You know what I mean?
I appreciate that. I hear mixed things, I hear that, like what you're saying, and all in all, I hear that it's a great brand. Honestly, I haven't heard anybody really negatively, say anything within that part about it. Um, Constructive criticism, I'm always
Right.
willing to take that. I have not, this far of doing it, heard anybody saying, man, that's not it, or this is that. So like I see this thing going really, really, really far, and that's honestly, I really didn't see it to be this far, to go this far or when that, but I see it going just the way you said it, you know what I mean? Like I just create things that are, I don't mean for it to come out that way, but it does. And I think it represents the name so effortlessly. And the fact that people appreciate it and they love it, you know what I mean? And I do it not just for me, I do it for the people as well, because without the people you have nothing, you know what I mean? Like a business or whatever the case might be, to generate revenue, you need people, you need places, you need things, you need all this stuff, you know what I mean, to make it work. And I can pretty much see natural disaster being something very broad and wide range, and I mean universal. I had people from the UK, purchasing my stuff. I've had um shows that I've been to that have sold out, just on the merch alone. Um just recently, a lot of kids at Drexel, students at Drexel
Right.
University, man, they was so on it, and they motivated me and inspired me. They was like, man, this is some good stuff. And I was like, wow, really? And just to see another age group, appreciate it as well, not just within my age range, you know what I mean? So it let me know that I do have something good coming, and hey, I'm always creating something more. I'm always drawing, sketching something, and then sometimes I take what I put on canvases and slap it on t-shirts and do different things and hoodies. So, I'm always able to say, man, this brand can go big. It can go big.
And I would have to concur. Like I said, I'm a firm believer. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting it out here right now. Natural disaster will be big. Trust me, you. Uh, I'm telling you, like I'm, y'all be seeing me on here. I be on my simple stuff. When I step out, I'm a pretty fashionable person. You know what I'm saying? I got eye for these type of
Yeah.
things. Natural disaster will be big. So I suggest you hop on board now while you can.
Yeah.
You fit in because it's gonna get to a point where it's not gonna be so accessible, and then you're gonna be mad and oh, she
Right.
different now, and nah, she the
Right,
same
right,
person. You
right.
just ain't paying
I'm
attention.
definitely the same
That's what
person.
that's
I just, yep.
and how it goes.
Hey, have you heard that now though? And we not even like,
Elevated, you know what I mean? So
yeah, yep.
no, I've heard that a couple times. Like, oh, you
Mhm.
like, nah, it's just I'm trying to be better than what I was, and I would love for you to come with me, but if you're not ready for that journey, I can't make you take that, you know. And then it's just being a creative within itself is like always trying to evolve. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be better mentally, physically, spiritually. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to stay in line so I can do my very best for me and mine and those who are deserving. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I'm going to repeat myself. Natural disaster will be big. You know what I'm saying? It will be big. So get in with you. And with that being said, if you don't, can you please plug everything you got going on, where they can find you, how they can get a hold of you for a natural disaster, how they can get a hold of you for anything. Want to, if they want a canvas piece, if they want anything, how can they get a hold of you?
So my Instagram is my major platform for today. So it's Brit. I don't know if it was spelled correctly at the bottom, but I'm gonna spell it out for y'all anyway. B as in boy, R, rabbit, I as in ice cream, T as in Tom, dot DATS dot HIP. That's my IG. The website to uh purchase any merch or anything is there. I do have to update it. Majority of the things on there are sold out. So the next drop is coming soon. And once you get in tune with that IG, you're definitely going to be in tune with the website. You're definitely going to be in tune with the art. You can always send me a message. You could comment on whatever. I'm not one of them that just try to like overlook any of those things thinking that I'm on an upper epsilon. I am just the same as anyone else. We are all in this together. So you can always ask questions. Follow, I follow back. I don't care about any of those things. I mean, this is a natural thing that we all going to actually get into, and let's just make it happen. So check me out.
I'm also once again, I'd like to say thank you oh so very much for taking the time to be here. Once again, y'all, I'm going on record. I'm letting you know now, natural disaster will be big. So please take advantage of what she's telling you right now. Please pay attention, well informed. But I'm going to get my with no questions, no secrets. I will have mine. So when you see me with mine and you ain't got yours, catch up. You feel what I'm saying
Yeah,
to you?
absolutely.
So once again, this has been
Thanks,
the
Ron.
artist. This is D. Jerome Anthony. This has been another episode of. Nah, most definitely thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for all the people that's watching. Thank you for the people that's going to watch. Thank you for that inspired me and you. Thank you for the people who naysay me and you because that's also motivation as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say it one more time,
Hmm.
y'all. Your disaster will be big. Trust you. I will have mine. Yours. Catch up. And we're going to end it off on that note. I want to say thank you to Brit once again. Truly honored to be able to interview you now.
Love,
Like the
man.
future, I'm gonna still be able to interview you, but this will be a little bit different for both of us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Absolutely. Keep pushing, shining, and grinding, bro. I love what you're
Yep.
doing, and much love to you.
Speed, you know what I'm saying? Got you.
All right, man.